Hi there and welcome to The Perspective on Barita Satu. I'm Blaze Hope. With me in the studio is Angelyn Ardiwinata of GEPI, which promotes entrepreneurship. Angelyn, thank you for joining us. What is GEPI?
GEPI is Global Entrepreneurship Program Indonesia, and we are actually founded in 2011. It started because Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton at that time wanted to promote entrepreneurship in developing countries. So it's a US State Department-led initiative, started as that.
Funded by?
So the US AID supported GEPI in the beginning, and Hillary Clinton came to Bali in 2011 for our launch. And so that's how GEPI started, and then we had about 13 board members that
all Indonesians?
Founded GEPI. Mostly all Indonesians. We have one, Giuseppe Nicolosi, who worked at EY for a long time here, but I think now he's in Singapore. So they founded GEPI here. So now we actually run independently, but we are still affiliated with the US State Department.
And you're now executive director?
Right, that's right.
So what does your role entail?
So my role pretty much is to oversee GEPI programs, and currently we have two main programs. One is our Angel Investment Network, which we call Angin, Angel Investment Network Indonesia. It's the first formal angel network in the country. Basically, the idea, the purpose is to create equal opportunity for any startups in Indonesia that need funding. And the focus is early stage funding because a lot of times there's a lot of talented people that want to jump into business, but because they're new, they don't have the wealth or the track record, it's very difficult to get funding from the bank.
Where do you focus on in terms of where in Indonesia do you go find these people? Is this sort of in the east, or are you talking about Bandung, Jogja, just Jakarta?
Right now, our focus is Jakarta because most of our angels are also based in Jakarta. And usually with angel investing, it's usually where you live because you know your expertise is there. You understand the market there. But our hope is that this Angin program can expand across Indonesia in the next few years, of course.
Yeah. And what's the second element?
Right. So aside Angin, we have our sort of more like the training program for entrepreneurs, and we call that Ciputra GEPI Incubator. Yeah. So it's actually a space in Ciputra World, Kuningan. And we provide co-working space there for startup founders. In addition to the space, and of course there's like internet.
Like a community office space that you can turn up to. Do you have to be a member?
So right now you have to be a member. Before it was open for everybody, but there's a lot of demand, and we've started actually asking people to apply, and we filter who gets to work there. But in addition to the space, we also realized that you need to provide more support to entrepreneurs, not just space. So we have our incubation program where we match startups with mentors, and the mentor and the startup work together so that they can achieve faster growth. And we look at their growth in 6 months. So it's a 6-month program for the incubation. Other than that, we also have regular events because we want to build that community, try to get more people to become more interested in startups. Because for example, startups usually find issues in recruiting people. Not a lot of people are interested in working for startups because they don't pay very well. And everybody, the traditional career path is to work for top companies like EY or consulting companies like McKinsey, BCG, or banks, right? Or Unilever.
Sucking up the talent.
Right, those are the companies that people look up to traditionally. But now there's more and more interest in actually jumping into startups because of the responsibility of the challenges you get to learn, the skills you get to learn by doing startups, and maybe the return on investment right?
How do you choose, I mean, how do you find a mentor that fits with a startup?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question that we sort of struggled with for a while, because we don't want it to be like a matchmaking thing. Okay, you go with this guy and you go with that lady. So we actually let startups pick who they want to be mentored by, and then we introduce them to the people that they're interested to be mentored by, and then these people meet the startups and then decide if they want to mentor them. So it's more like a chemistry thing, okay, mutual agreement.
So what kind of people do you search for? Are you sort of trying to find people that are kind of about sort of 10 years further down the line, or sort of 20, 30 years? And what level of experience are these mentors at?
Yeah, we also thought about the mentor's experience, and because we focus on early stage, we find that it's best to find mentors who have experience starting startups. And they don't have to be, professionals 10, 20 years down the road successful, but if they've secured Series A, Series B, or they've achieved, successful growth with their own startup, we think that they are capable of mentoring an early stage startup. So we have mentors like William Tanuwijaya from Tokopedia, Ryu Kawano, CEO of Fairytrans. We have Michael Saputra, founder of Click Eat, Daniel Surya from We're Global, very passionate about also supporting startups.
Entrepreneurship.
Right.
Yeah. So it's almost like a professional parallel to the postgrad and undergrad mentorships that get set up.
Something like that, yeah.
Where do you see GEPI in sort of 5 years or 2 years, since things move quite quickly in that world?
Yeah, as I think touched on briefly, right now we're still focusing very much in Jakarta because of our limited resources. But hopefully in the next 5 years that GEPI can also has presence in other cities across Indonesia, Bandung, Surabaya, Medan, Makassar, and provide fund investment opportunities for startups there, also incubation opportunities for them.
Before we move on, I just want to give a hypothetical. If I'm a sort of graduate, I have an idea, and I'm trying to, how do I pursue, or how do I pursue GEPI, or how does GEPI pursue me?
Yeah, so if we meet, right, so I would invite you to GEPI space, and then you would come, and then you would see that we have a series of events going on. You would start going to those events and start talking with the community, and then you would obviously then you get to learn, okay, what do I need to take from my idea to my prototype, my mock-up, and then I need to start finding my team. So then you start talking, maybe you start finding your team members through events at GEPI, and then you form a team, and then you work on your mock-up into a prototype. For example, this is a tech startup, and then once you have your prototype, then you start maybe releasing that prototype to a small number of people in the community, and they start giving you feedback. And then you start to find out what works with your startup now, right? And then after you have a little bit of traction, I need to fundraise to get investment for this. Then we start introducing you to investors, and you start wondering, okay, what legal support do I need, or how do I need to do marketing? What about my SEO presence? How do I go about deciding which investor to go with? So that's where our mentors come in. And
so you already have sort of you have the resources there to get that information. So if you were in sort of Silicon Alley, you'd be able to ask people, you'd be able to kind of figure that out. That's providing a parallel to that here.
Yeah, that's what we want to create, sort of. Yeah, so you can make your idea into a reality. Yeah, but I understand that our resources are very limited, so a lot of times we do get people who only have ideas and they really don't know what to do, so it takes them a long time because our incubation, for example, we only right now incubate 8 startups. So that is very limited in terms of how many people we can help.
We've got to go to break, but we will be talking more about entrepreneurship in Indonesia and a boot camp in Silicon Valley when we come back.